Hello world and welcome to Craft Beer and Crypto, brought to you by jkjdigitalassets.com. Today is podcast number 4. We are so excited to be here with you. Today is November the 14th, 2021. The markets are moving, things are happening and shaking. We can't wait to get into some of the topics of the day. We're going to talk about some exciting cryptocurrencies and some other methods that we're going to move around, some different things we're going to do with our crypto today. But the first thing, as always, that we have to jump into is, I'm telling you, again, I feel like I'm lagging behind. I feel like I need to get out front. But right now, I've still got a few Oktoberfest left sitting around. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. The home of Oktoberfest. Since 1753, the boys at Warsteiner have been putting out Marzens that you cannot beat. These are one of the original German Oktoberfest beers that were ever brewed. This stuff goes back to an ancient recipe. These fellas have nailed it again. This year's craft brew with the Oktoberfest is beautiful. The Marzen, as you can see, has this nice, deep golden color to it. You get some nice little honey hints on the finish of it. And, I love a Marzen. I almost get depressed. I'm excited because it's going to be Thanksgiving. It's going to be Christmas. But it's sad. All of my Oktoberfests go away. John, what have you got happening over there today?
So I'm going to take you back to summertime. We have Ray Ray's Front Porch SIPA. SIPA stands for Session IPA. So this brewery is a local brewery to us. It's called Center of the Universe Brewery, or CO2 as we like to call it. It's one of our favorites. We will definitely come back and do more beers from this brewery.
Oh, yeah.
But this one here, the Session label on this thing, put me on the camera there. Yeah, there you go. One more.
We have a rookie videographer producer today.
We got a rookie.
So you may hear some on screen. You may hear some on screen and stuff. Look at that.
Nicely done. All right, so this one is a Session IPA. It means it has a lower alcohol content. So by summertime, this is the kind of beer, if it's 101 and you're out on the boat, you can drink this beer. And it's, in the IPA context, it's really, really good. I mean, the flavor set, there's the grapefruits that you normally get with this kind of beer. I really think that you could drink this all day.
I agree.
We will come back to CO2 several times, I'm sure.
Yes, I will say for the old Front Porch SIPA, I modified the riding mower so I could carry 6 with me at a time as I was cutting grass and just move the straw around. That's some good stuff. Now, as you know, we have the official JKJ Digital Asset Sommelier. Javier Garcia is with us again today. What have you got? That's a great looking label. What have you got?
Honestly, Kevin, I think you missed your calling. Honestly, you should have been like on a commercial on TV somewhere, just pushing. Yeah.
Well, with this pretty face, I agree. But hey.
So what I've got today is a Clarke Shot Fire. It's a Shiraz. For those of you looking for a little bit more punch or a little more hit on your wine, it's a 14.5% alcohol content.
Hey now.
So it'll get you if you're not careful. It's very bold. You've got some hint of, I can taste a little bit of chocolate on the front end, a bit of, maybe a little bit of vanilla on the back end there.
Any blackcurrant in there?
This time no blackcurrant to confuse me with. Very easy. But again, very, very good wine. Very smooth again and bold. I like this one. This one's got, like I said, a little bit of punch to it, alcohol content aside. So this one, if I had to pair this up with a cheese of any sort, it would probably be a Red Dragon. I don't know if you've ever had Red Dragon. Next time you go to a wine store that has their own cheese counter, ask for Red Dragon, and I doubt that you will walk away not wanting to have that again.
No, you will not be dissatisfied with that choice. That is a good one.
So that Yeah.
And I will say I've had that before, and it's surprising. You don't always think of beef and Shiraz immediately going together, but that one stands up to a beautiful ribeye. That's a great wine to have with some steak.
I kind of if I'm going to have a slab of meat, I'm thinking I'm heading towards Malbec for the first. Then if I'm going to peel back a bit, I'll probably end up with Shiraz, but those are my two.
Got it. Yeah.
I am no sommelier, but that's what I like doing. So
you're my sommelier, so I love you. That's what we're all about. Well, folks, today what we want to do is we want to talk about wallets. On our last podcast number 3, we got into some exchanges, talked just basically about how do you on-ramp and get into that. If you missed it, go back at jkjdigitalassets.com. Go there, look at the videos. You'll be able to find that, pull it back up. Today, we're going to look at kind of the next step in that process of where do we go now. So John, there's lots of different wallets that are out there. I know when I first started, there were many choices, and it was almost a little confusing. Like, where do I go? But I guess the first question to ask is, what is a wallet?
So a wallet it's really like a storage device, I guess. But before we start talking too much about wallets, we need to think about or understand what crypto is or what designates the ownership of crypto. So you have each piece of crypto out there, Bitcoin or whatever you have, it has 2 pieces to it. There's a public key and a private key. So the public key is the one that's out there in the world, and it only identifies you when it gets matched up or married to the private key.
Okay.
So when we talk about wallets or even exchanges, we had the last podcast was talking about exchanges. The critical question is where is your private key? Is your private key stored on your computer, or is your private key out on the internet on some company's servers? And that's okay. That's not a problem. But the more secure version is to have those private keys on your computer. It could be on your computer. There's even a way you can put it on an external device and take it completely off of the internet, where it's not touched by the internet, and be super secure. So
like an external hard drive or something?
Well, there's wallets that you can hook up to your computer, put your private keys on them, and then disconnect them. So
okay.
that, it's almost impossible to steal it from you. JD, that ties into custodial and not custodial. So.
All right, so I'm going to bring this down to my level, and I like to go simple, very, very simple. Let's talk about private key versus your public key. Once again, for me, my public key is kind of like going and giving everybody my address of where I live or my P.O. box. My private key is the key that I have to use to open my mailbox, right? So I don't want anybody to have my private key because they're going to get my mail. So that's how I see it, right? So there's your public key, there's your private key. Yeah. You hear a lot of stuff out there about these keys. Custodial, non-custodial. Custodial means it belongs to an exchange. Non-custodial means it is a pure wallet. Okay, so now we have, and I'm not going to delve too deep into it, but you have some private, some non-custodial wallets out there that do have some exchange capability, some exchange swapping capability into them. I prefer the wallet that has no exchange or swapping capability. Why? Because if somebody's going to hack into the system and any one of these wallets or anything that's an exchange at any point, the more involved these wallets are with either any kind of smart contract or anything else going on, that's when it becomes more susceptible to being hacked. So we definitely want to go with a wallet that's non-custodial. It's not to say that the non-custodial wallets or the custodial wallets are in any kind of danger. Coinbase, Crypto.com, Voyager, Robinhood, all are custodial wallets, and they're safe enough. I would not leave a whole lot of money in them, but they're safe enough that you can sleep at night. The more these companies are into smart contracts and building any kind of software build out, it makes them vulnerable. So at some point you want to move your money to a non-custodial wallet.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. So you want to move your money.
So hold on 1 second. So if you log in to your exchange or your wallet, and all you have to do is a login name and a password to get into it, that is a custodial?
Well,
as opposed to the seed phrases and all that.
The seed phrase really comes in when you're swapping between cell phones, when you're trying to open something new on another computer. So they're gonna, in order to be able to do that, you're gonna need your seed phrase. You just can't go in with a password and your user name, right?
Okay.
So the seed phrase provides that extra bit of security in case somebody has stolen your password. Now they got to come up with your seed phrase. So I gotta do a little bit more digging and make sure that I'm saying the correct stuff here, because I think Crypto.com does not have a seed phrase.
That's where I was driving. Like a service like Crypto.com, there's no seed phrases, there's no nothing. It's just a login and a password.
Right.
That when you're talking about that private key, like in that context, that private key is being stored at Crypto.com.
Okay.
So if they get hacked, to your point, if they get hacked and somebody can get in them and get your private keys out of it, so it's less safe in that context.
Right.
If you have where your private keys are on your computer, which would be a scenario where you get the seed phrases and whatever tricks it takes to get into your, to access your crypto, that's safer because those private keys are stored in a place that's not out there in ether space. It's on your computer. So in that way, somebody would have to hack your computer and then Crypto.com to get at your crypto.
Right. So, and absolutely. And we've got the white papers that we're writing right now that are going to take you step by step and explaining every one of these wallets, seed phrases, and we kind of just tapped into, just kind of touched two-factor authentication. You've been using it already for a long time. All your bank accounts now require you, hey, I'm going to send you a PIN to your cell phone number, to your cell phone via text or via email so that you can get into your account. That's two-factor authentication. There's several levels of that. And the highest level being biometric, obviously, where it takes either your face or your thumbprint. So those things are required. We will teach you how to set those up in each one of these accounts. When we start talking about wallets, again, same thing. We want to make sure that you're going towards the safer version. If you're starting up, when you first buy that first cryptocurrency, yes, you're going to go into that exchange and you're going to set it there. There are fees to every one of these moves that you make. But ultimately, if you're a person that's going to hold on to your crypto, Kevin, kind of like yourself, right? I'm going to buy it. I'm going to hold this stuff for 2 years and wait it out because we do the research.
Right.
That crypto, I want to move. I want to move that to a wallet where I am the owner. I have maintained the ownership of those keys.
Okay. All right. Well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, that clears it up a little bit with these two options on the wallet. So I mean, so you have a public key, and you have a private key, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so that kind of makes sense to me now. Is that this is how this works? So it's depends on if you want to be a little more involved and you want to take more responsibility, personal responsibility to keep these seed phrases and to keep these things. That just makes your assets more secure.
Correct.
If you're afraid you're gonna lose this seed phrase and you know that you always forget your password and you're resetting it every 2 weeks, maybe you ought to just leave it in exchange. But if you're willing to take the time and the effort to do this, you should probably be disciplined enough to get a private key then, right?
Kevin, let me just give me another 30 seconds here to dumb this down just a little bit more to my level. Again, I always say my level of understanding because
he always says that he's really talking about me. He's trying to dumb it down so I get it.
He's the pilot.
He's very nice that way. Yeah.
Really, what I'm getting at is, think about this. Every day you read about another large company, Microsoft. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what company's out there. They just got hacked. Why? Why are they getting hacked? Okay, so if I have a closed system, I am pretty much safe from being hacked. But if I'm out there providing new software, new cutting edge programs, when I put that program and I publish that and I put that out there, somebody's out there looking for some kind of hole in the system so they can get in. So when we talk about centralized versus decentralized exchanges, wallets that are custodial, non-custodial, are they pumping out this kind of software? Are they putting programs out there to do something, anything? That is a vulnerability all of and of itself. So what we're looking for when we're talking about non-custodial wallets, we're looking for the safest version, right?
Sure.
If you have a great deal of cash in this. So we will talk about in the future, if you come behind our firewall, we'll talk about soft wallets. We're going to talk about hot wallets. We're going to talk about hard wallets. The kind of stuff that sits in your safe and nobody gets to. It's all going to be behind the firewall.
All right. Well, that sounds good, and that brings up a good point that I was ready to kind of start to talk about today. And that's, we're 4 podcasts in. We're hoping everybody's enjoying this. We're hoping that we've been able to provide some type of information to you that you're going to find useful. We're hoping that we've done something that's going to kind of get you walking down that path. We want you to be a part of the crypto revolution. We want to offer that education at jkjdigitalassets.com. Follow us on Facebook with jkjdigitalassets.com. Heck, even come find us on Instagram. We're at jkj_digital_assets. Come find us. We got some great pictures. You can see pictures of me. I know you'd be so happy. But anyway, there's pictures of other stuff, some of these fine beverages that we've enjoyed. We're going to even throw out some other stuff on Instagram. We're going to start to post some little snippets, just information to get out there. Now, we want to let you know that when you come and visit us at jkjdigitalassets.com, there's going to be some membership levels. John, do you want to maybe discuss a little bit what are people going to find and what's going to be the value in them going to jkjdigitalassets.com?
Yeah, hopefully you visit our website by now, but when you get there, you can choose 2 levels. There's a free level and then there's a paid level. We hope you at least do the free level because that gives us the ability to interact with you via email or how we might send out, some crypto knowledge occasionally on the free side. But if you want to dive deeper and get the crypto information that we're trying to deliver, you can go to the paid site. The paid side is $4.99 a month. And you're going to get access to videos like this where we're going to tell you about the crypto services, all the things, wallets, exchanges, all the information that we have. We have white papers on the webpage that JD's putting out. That's behind the $4.99 level that you can get to. Those will constantly be coming. There's a link for news on there that you can do. There's crypto stories that we think are important. We'll put those up there. We may put a little editorial comment by it for you. There's also going to be links. The links are going to be free. You'll find links to things like Coinbase, or if you want to do look up an Ethereum address or something, we'll put some Ethereum Explorer links up there or Bitcoin Explorer links. We'll put all kinds of resources up there on the link page. That'll be for free. That'll be for everybody to get to. The news stories and our editorial, that'll be behind the paywall. The videos are behind the paywall. I hope you go to the webpage. It's pretty good. There's a lot of information for you there.
And John, you discussed white papers. We know that Javier is busy helping to try to put some of these things together and get them there on the pay site so that you can continue and you can learn and you can take your knowledge level and increase that and really step up your confidence and knowing that the next step that you take in your crypto journey is going to be in the positive direction. Javier, what have you got sitting out there for the folks when it comes to the white papers? What have you got prepared?
All right, so far, we've discussed on our podcast, we've discussed seed phrases, and we kind of tapped on 2-factor authentication. Okay, so those first 2 papers are going out. The next set of papers that you'll find behind the firewall, we're going to start concentrating on exchanges, and we're going to start concentrating on wallets. We're gonna crawl, we're gonna walk, and then we're gonna run. Okay, so you'll find all that behind the firewall. What I really want to bring in and for you to understand is we are going to be a central place where you can find information on everything. Obviously, you can go to Coinbase, you can go to crypto.com, you can go to Nexo. You can find information on anything you want to that's related to them. We want to bring you everything. I want to talk to you about wallets that are out there, how to connect properly, how not to get your money stolen from you, your hard-earned cash. So that's what we're aiming for, to get you where you want to go and get you there.
Excellent.
With no friction.
Very good, very good. Well, hey, like I said, this has been a great podcast number 4. We're looking forward to coming out with more podcasts. Podcast number 5 will be coming up. Keep an eye out for us. Again, look for us at jkjdigitalassets.com. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. Look for us. What we've got coming up for you next time is we're going to look at some comparisons as to how does Bitcoin and the U.S. dollar. What are comparisons that we can draw? What are some differences that we can look at? And what are some things that we can learn as a group together as we take this journey down this crypto path? Again, folks, we thank you so much for taking your time. We know that time is precious. We know that everybody's busy, but you are making the right choice. You have decided and you've committed that you want to be a part of this crypto revolution, and we are here to help you every step of the way. Folks, thanks. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.